At some point, you've probably asked yourself this question: why does change never last? You try something new, you feel motivated, you commit, you make progress, and for a while, it works. Then slowly, almost quietly, old habits return, old reactions resurface, old patterns take over. And it's not dramatic, it's subtle. You don't fail loudly, you drift. Days pass, weeks pass, and one day you realize you're back where you started, just more aware of it this time. That awareness is the hardest part, because it makes you wonder if something is wrong with you. Why can't I stay consistent? Why do I always fall back? Why does change feel so temporary? Most people blame discipline or motivation or willpower, but that's not where the real issue lives, because if motivation were the problem, change wouldn't happen at all. But it does happen, just not permanently, which tells us something important. You are capable of change. You're just not wired to sustain it yet. And that distinction changes everything, because lasting change is not created by effort. It's created by identity alignment. Most change fails not because you didn't try hard enough, but because the change you attempted conflicted with the identity your nervous system is protecting. You changed behavior without changing the internal rules that decide what feels safe. So the system did what it always does when safety is threatened. It pulled you back to familiar ground. This is why habits collapse under stress, why progress disappears under pressure, why new routines fade when life gets busy. Not because you're weak, but because your subconscious is loyal to what it knows. And until that loyalty is addressed, change will always feel like something you have to maintain. But when change aligns with identity, it stops being something you force and becomes something you are. What comes next is understanding the exact reason change slips away and what must shift for it to finally become permanent. Change doesn't fail because you stop trying. It fails because your nervous system doesn't feel safe maintaining it. This is the part most people never learn. When you change a habit, you're not just changing behavior, you're changing predictability. And predictability is what the subconscious values most. Your nervous system is constantly asking, do I know what happens next? Can I anticipate outcomes? Am I safe here? So when you introduce change, even positive change, the system gets alert. Not excited, alert. Because change removes familiarity, and unfamiliarity to the subconscious registers as risk. This is why change often collapses right when it starts working, right when results appear, right when momentum builds, right when life could actually shift. The system interprets that moment not as success, but as instability. So it initiates a correction. You lose interest. You feel tired. You get distracted. You start questioning everything. And it feels like self-sabotage. But it's not sabotage. It's self-protection. Your subconscious is trying to return you to what it knows how to manage. This is why people can lose weight and gain it back, build momentum and abandon it, find clarity and drift again. The change was real, but it never became safe. Here's the key insight. Change doesn't become permanent when it's effective. It becomes permanent when it feels familiar. Until your nervous system believes the new behavior is survivable long term, it will keep pulling you back. Not because you're failing, but because your system hasn't updated what normal means yet. And the mistake most people make is trying to push harder at this stage. They double down on discipline. They blame themselves. They add pressure. That only confirms the system's fear, because pressure tells the subconscious, this isn't natural. This is forced. What comes next is the shift that turns temporary change into something that finally holds, not by force, but by alignment. There is a subtle realization that changes how you approach growth forever. You stop asking, how do I stay consistent? And you start asking, how do I make this feel safe? Because permanence doesn't come from intensity. It comes from integration. The deep shift happens when you realize that lasting change is not about becoming someone new overnight. It's about slowly updating what your nervous system accepts as normal. Most people try to prove change works by going all in. They overhaul routines, they push themselves hard, they expect immediate transformation. And for a moment, it feels powerful. But intensity triggers alertness. Your system senses strain, effort, pressure. And pressure tells the subconscious this isn't sustainable. So the system waits. It waits for exhaustion. It waits for stress. It waits for life to intervene. And when it does, the old patterns rush back in. The shift happens when you stop trying to convince yourself that change will last and start showing your system that change can be lived inside calmly. That looks like making changes smaller than your ambition, moving at a pace you could maintain on a bad day, allowing imperfection without abandoning the change, choosing continuity over intensity. These choices may feel underwhelming at first, but they're powerful because calm repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity creates safety. This is the moment change stops feeling fragile. You're no longer bracing for collapse. You're no longer waiting to fall off. You're no longer managing effort constantly. The behavior begins to settle, not because you forced it, but because your system accepted it. This is how identity updates, not through dramatic declarations, but through quiet consistency that proves we can live here. And once your nervous system believes that, change stops needing maintenance. It becomes default. What comes next is how to support this process intentionally, so change doesn't just stick for a while, but becomes part of who you are. Permanent change is not created by doing more. It's created by staying with the change when your system expects you to quit. This is the moment that matters most, not the beginning, not the breakthrough, but the ordinary middle. The micro-shift is simple. You stop abandoning change the moment it stops feeling exciting. Because excitement was never the glue, safety is. Most people quit silently. They don't announce it. They just stop reinforcing the new pattern. They miss a day, then a week, then they decide it didn't work. But what actually happened is the system never got enough proof that the change was stable. So the shift looks like this. When motivation dips, you continue gently. When life interrupts, you return without judgment. When you slip, you resume without drama. Each of these moments teaches your subconscious something crucial. We don't abandon ourselves anymore. We can pause without quitting. We can return without punishment. That message changes everything because the nervous system relaxes when it trusts continuity. It stops scanning for collapse. It stops pulling you back to old patterns. It stops resisting the change. Not because the change is perfect, but because it's reliable. This is where most people accidentally fail, right before success becomes permanent. They mistake boredom for failure. They mistake calm for stagnation. They mistake ease for lack of progress. But ease is the signal. Ease means the system is integrating, and integration is the final step before identity updates. What comes next is the closing realization, the understanding of what permanent change really is and why it feels quieter than most people expect. There comes a moment when you realize permanent change doesn't announce itself. It doesn't arrive with fireworks. It doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't require constant effort. It feels calm. Because permanence is not intensity. It's belonging. The change finally belongs in your life when your nervous system stops questioning it, when you no longer feel like you're trying to hold it together, when you stop waiting for collapse, when the behavior no longer feels fragile. That's when identity has shifted. You didn't force yourself to become someone new. You allowed your system to update what normal looks like. And once that happens, change stops being something you maintain. It becomes something you return to, even after stress, interruption, or imperfection. This is why some people change once and never go back. Not because they're stronger, not because they're more disciplined, but because they made change safe to keep. As this year begins, remember this: if you want change to last, don't ask how hard you can push. Ask how gently you can integrate. Ask how calmly you can continue. Ask how reliably you can return. Ask how safely this can become part of you. Because the changes that stay are the ones your system trusts. And once trust is established, the future doesn't need to be forced. It unfolds naturally as a reflection of who you've quietly become.